Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell. You'll get all the updates. Really excited today's beer. It's a local beer. It's something way different than I've ever had, so you know I'm pumped for that. If you're curious about the beer, check out a video I made and released the day before I released this, kind of explaining the history of how this beer came to be, how I found out about the brewery, blah, 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 blah. So this is the first one we'll be doing. It's from Artisanal Brew Works and Warheads Candy. It's extreme sour lemon, and it is 5% ABV. And the reason I'm doing this first is because this is the only one that doesn't have food coloring added, so we'll actually get to see what the beer looks like without that addition. It does have the flavor syrup for the taste of the candy specifically, but the sourness was brewed with, comes about from the brewing. Blah, 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 blah. Just cut my fingernails, hard open that can. Let's go. And so these guys are at EBF, Extreme Beer Fest in Boston right now. So the reason, I don't have a glass from these guys, but the reason I'm using my North Brewery glass is because they're from my hometown and they're at EBF as well. So proud of both these breweries. So it's, what it kind of looks like is a somewhat unfiltered Pilsner. I mean, definitely has that yellow color. I can see why they didn't want to put any sort of dye in it, because why would you? It definitely looks like a lemon-flavored candy beer. I mean, maybe... the head is so white, there's maybe a quarter of a pinky ahead, but in the center, it's just a little, just barely enough white, but you can still totally see the yellow inside. So, short version... not a lot of head on this guy, but I mean, definitely that color is spot on. See about the aroma. It's interesting. I mean, it does in a lot of ways smell like a very, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, a very basic sour, like a basic kettle sour. And a lot of those, and it's probably just because, in terms of like my word bank, what are things that I consume that are sour, I think lemon, right? So it really does, at least, I don't know about the taste obviously yet, but from an aroma point of view, it's like, yeah, like we brewed a kettle sour, you're getting some of that lemon note, like you should, and in an odd way, just that smell kind of has me salivating. You know how like when you have some of these sour beers, you pucker a little bit, and then it does get, you start getting more saliva in your mouth. Just from the aroma, I was getting a little bit more saliva. And I would definitely say it's in the lemon. And maybe I would think lime if I was doing this blind a little bit, like maybe a mix of lemon and lime. But you're not getting grapefruit, you're not getting orange. It's definitely that lemon, maybe a little bit of lime, citrus. See about the taste. Cheers. Mmm. That is a Warheads beer. When you when you see a brewery is releasing a Warheads beer, and you stop and think, what is that beer going to taste like? You can tell, and I mentioned this in that video where I kind of talked about the beer, that doesn't have that lactose sweetness in it. It really is void of, I mean, I shouldn't say it has no sweetness in it, but I mean, it very much is, it is sour, it is also tart. Those are two different things. I think there is overlap between those two, but it's definitely both those things. You get a little bit like citric acid, which I think I'd probably be getting even if it didn't have any sort of lemon addition. And it's super interesting. If I didn't know it, I would kind of think the lemon was actually just from the beer itself and not an addition of a syrup. Well, okay, yeah, I can see about middle of sip. I can see that little extra punch of like what your brain's thinking is lemon taste. So I can see that. It's not like pledge or something bad, it doesn't come off as like an off flavor. I tell you what, if you like Warhead candies and beer, I can't praise this enough. This is really good, and I'm so glad I did this one first because, like I was saying when I was smelling it, this definitely feels like a base beer for the others, almost like being variants in my mind. Like again, like if it didn't have the lemon addition, this is kind of what I think this beer would taste like, even if it wasn't a Warheads beer, it's just a kettle sour or whatever. But the other ones, it's gonna be super interesting. Like, do I get the green apple candy thing, or like an artificial watermelon thing? Whereas this, it's working so well in the beer, it just kind of tastes like, yeah, I brewed a beer with no additional adjuncts. Wow, and I mean, definitely has that sour tart thing you want in this beer. It creates more salivating, um, more saliva for sure, just like I thought it would based on the aroma. What more can you want? It tastes exactly like it's supposed to taste. I'm going to keep repeating myself. I'm so excited to do the other ones and see where this goes, because this is really cool. Um, wow, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate that. Sorry, you can tell I'm blown away. Like, this is really spot on. But yeah, thanks for watching. Always appreciate that. Check me out on Instagram and Tap. Snow Hype beer reviews at both those places as well. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, put Warheads in your beer. Cheers. Oh, let me drink another part.